Welcome to Raging Recaps. Sit back, relax, grab a drink as we tell you some of our stories.
Are we streaming? Are we on the stream?
We're live.
Are we live now?
Are we live? Are we on the interwebs?
We're live, and if anybody was actually paying attention when we first broadcast today, I didn't have it on the starting screen to start with. Oops, so a bit of behind-the-scenes banter.
Welcome everybody to Raging Recaps. This is the more laid-back version of any of our streams, really, because we've been working all week.
Right.
So this is a little bit of time to, kick the shit, as it were, have a chat about our previous session. Last session was session 17, Sideways Seduction. I'm not sure how we landed on that one. I just do the editing, uploading and stuff. It just happens. But yeah, welcome. First off, let's get through our announcements. First off, once we reach 150 followers here on Twitch, we'll be doing a giveaway. When we get a little bit closer, we'll announce what the goods are. Judging by previous giveaways, they're going to be something pretty awesome, and I'm still going to be fighting with HR regarding me being able to answer the giveaways. That being said, also, don't forget, people, we have a merch store now. You can get sick, cool Rage and Rolls merch, like this one here. The cool thing about it is you can actually design your own shirts. So it's shirts, masks, jumpers, tracky dacks, whatever you want. I'm pretty sure there's even thongs. You can just get Beowulf on a thong.
You mean flip-flops or G-strings? Let's be...
Sure.
Wish you meant flip-flops.
Yeah, sure. Like, whatever makes you feel comfortable.
Christmas is coming up, I'm just saying.
So be sure to check that out. I'm pretty sure the link might already be in the stream. If it's not, why not? Merch is the command, I think.
It is.
It is! Hey, I remembered that one.
That's the wrong link. I've got to change that.
But yes, with that being said, I believe, Jeremy, you want to say a little bit about our fantastic charity that we sponsored, Beyond Blue?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no surprise that right now coronavirus has gone down around the world. Everyone's feeling a little bit under the pump, a little bit under stress and things, and it can be a bit isolating when we're all isolated. So if you do need help at all, we throw to Beyond Blue. Do a lot of work with people in Australia who are suffering from things like anxiety and depression and suicide. We've spent a lot of time and effort supporting them through October. We want to continue that moving forward, giving them lots of shout outs, pushing that they're there to help. If you can, if you need support, reach out to them. If you can support them, reach out to them also. And I'll put some links in the chat shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Yes, please do support them. They do fantastic work all through this. Things might be starting to look a little bit better, but, things can still get you down. But with that being said, why don't we jump into the recap of the episode?
Yes.
It was a pretty interesting episode. No combat.
Zero combat.
Zero combat.
But we did stick to our strategy of 0 traps checked for, so that too.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever actually checked for a trap.
Yeah, well,
Just completely optional. But yeah,
Just
what a
optional.
session.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was fantastic. I like how it just we started back in the Winchester Shield, back in our tavern, just chilling, and then got that fun knock at the door from a Ren child.
Which we were all very thankful that Claymore was not there for.
Oh no, they definitely would have been combat.
Yeah.
Bit of
For those
context
tuning
there.
in,
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, for those tuning in, Claymore is our resident compelled duel expert. Apparently he has spells or a weapon or something else as well, but that's the main thing that he does is compelled duel to anyone who happens to unfortunately knock on the door of the Winchester. Very, very sad for them. But yes, this poor child was very, very lucky in the fact that there was no Claymore this week.
It worked out well. I don't know how the party would have reacted to us fighting the child.
Would have been sideways, mate. Things would have gone
Very,
sideways
very, very sideways.
Well,
earlier
like-
rather than later.
I have a feeling I know how Zim would have reacted.
Zim, yeah, no dramas.
Yeah, sexy fireball.
Sexy fireball.
Done.
Inside the Winchester.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Inside the Winchester.
Look, all I'm saying is Dennis and I would be fine. Right?
Yeah.
What did this kid deliver again? It was a letter.
Oh,
for
letter.
Red Helm, right?
Letter.
Just on.
Yeah. For Jason, Red Helm's alter ego, from his father, asking him to come back to Baldur's Gate and take over the family business, as it were. And, well,
We sort of
No,
know
they
what
go
the family business is, do we?
it's probably like one of those, his dad probably has a job title that doesn't actually make any sense.
Mhm.
Probably like a marketing firm or something. I don't know.
One of those things. We know
Yeah.
how it is.
yeah. So something that probably wouldn't help too much if in a catastrophe.
So, Jason was delivered this letter. How'd that go down for Jason?
Yeah, not great. Yeah, that came out of left field. I wasn't expecting that because it was very focused last couple of sessions with Ren, and then Ren and Zim, and then out of left field that comes, and I was not expecting it at all, and then I was just like, cool, I get to process that on the stream, and I'm like, yeah, that was great. Yeah, no, Red Helm, he was just like, nah, that doesn't want anything to do with it. So scrunched it up and threw it up in the air for Zim to shoot.
Yeah.
Which he
So-
did.
Precision too, absolutely
Yeah.
smashed it. I think I rolled a 19 on that thing to hit.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So was it? Here's the big picture though. Was it a big red herring for Red Helm? Right. Is it a big take us away from our major theme that we're on at the moment?
Well, I think because Red Helm's dad, Jason's dad, doesn't know that he's Red Helm, but he must know. He does know that Jason is connected to the Winchester Shield.
Yeah.
Jason became the face somehow, making things good with the reporter that Claymore tried to fight, and
The other reporter that Claymore tried to fight, and the patrons that Claymore tried to fight, and the beer people that Claymore tried to fight. And I feel like you're Spin City for Claymore at the moment.
Oh, hell yeah. But yeah, no, it makes sense that, he's very much a controlling person. I don't want to spoil too much. He wouldn't want any child of his to become bigger than himself.
It was interesting seeing when that letter was delivered, watching your reaction, Dan, on stream, looking very much like, oh, this was unexpected twist. I'm just going to park that for a while I figure out what I'm going to do with that bit of information.
Yeah. That was great. I was just happy that, I hadn't had a super long day at work and stuff, so I was able to process it fully. But yeah, no, I was, it was
Sounds like it's going to be a pretty heavy backstory development, judging by how it initially panned out for you.
Yeah, well, because I mentioned it in the stream, and I've mentioned it previously in the stream when we had our heart-to-heart a couple of sessions ago. Jason's dad, killed his mother, his mother and his mother's entire side of the family to get to their wealth. So, Jason found that out, and was going to confront his father about it as Red Helm, but Red Helm by that time had created a bit of a noise around himself in Baldur's Gate, so his dad was prepared. So Red Helm had to stop that and pretend as Jason that he was going to go and find his way in the world without his father.
Bit of a dick.
Big fucking dick.
What were you thinking? What was Zim thinking, Dave, when the request came from Red, when Zim and Red hadn't really been getting along for a little while, to shoot this thing out the air for me?
Look, Zim's a pretty serious guy, but he's not all serious. There's a bit of fun. A little bit of paper flies up in the air. Why not? I think that maybe Bear was a little bit sad when he threw something to get shot out of the air and refused him. I think he was a little bit sad about that.
Just a little bit. It was like a prelude to what was to come for Bear for the rest of the night.
It was not a great night for Bear, poor bloke. Yeah.
And then Zim, level 6 that he is now, new spells and stuff.
New spells.
Whipped out his wand and.
That's not a euphemism. Not a euphemism. Just got to identifying things. Yes. Have a name for it now. Zorgog's Soul Antenna.
I love that name. It's just really
fantastic.
specific.
That's a cool name, yeah.
Both Zim and I though have absolutely no idea how to use it, or the power that it's capable of, or how it hurts or benefits the souls that it's trapping. I have to assume it's not a helpful thing for those people. Their soul being trapped and them not being able to process and move on doesn't sound like a happy days type of thing, right? So, yeah. So Zim, while he initially encountered it and had made a choice to hold on to it, in which case it actually embedded into his hand, he is now unsure exactly what to do with it, to be honest. Like, he's got a name for it. He sees that it's like trapping souls of people who die within 20 feet of it. But, dealing with soul magic is weird. And, Zim's not 100% sure on how he feels about it. The other part is Zim's got to spend a little bit of time in a back alley somewhere trialing it. There's nothing that he really has written down about soul magic. So as much as he loves to study, he hasn't really got any books on this sort of stuff yet. And he needs to kind of go into a back alley somewhere and try out a couple of Harry Potter style magic words while he flicks the wand around and sees if the wand piece actually does anything, or if there's he's got to work out how to use it. Yeah.
Yep, that sounds very scientific.
Very scientific.
Very scientific. Just going in the alley, just waving your wand around until something happens.
You gotta say the magic words as well. Yeah.
Just quick side note: have you guys heard of the thing with Harry Potter where you replace every instance of the word wand
with Wang?
With Wang.
Yeah.
Very different story. Very different story.
Very different story. Yeah.
Oh, dear. And then, so you've figured out that you've got Zorgog's soul antenna.
Yeah.
This thing in your hand.
Yeah.
And then
this embedded bad boy. Yeah.
This embedded bad boy. So they're parked. We know what they're going on with those to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
How long has Red Jison? What do you want to go? What does he want to go by now? Red or Jison? Now we know it's
with the party when there's no one else around, he's fine with either. But when there's people around and he has the mask off, Jison with the mask on, he's Red.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Then Jison Red hands you over this red stone. I can't remind me, where the hell does this red stone come from?
It was the only thing that we picked up I picked up from Xanathar. When we killed Xanathar, I was like, before the thingies arrived, I was like, hey, can I see if I can find anything? And I rolled pretty well, and Robin gave me that thing, and then,
just held onto it for a while?
Yeah, held onto it. I remember I asked Zim what it was, and then Zim held onto it and wouldn't give it back.
I think I tried to roll an Arcana check on it or something at the time because I didn't have the Identify spell. Yeah.
But now you do. And what is it identified as? How'd that go down?
It went down pretty well. So it's a little orb of fire protection, which is fantastic. And it reduces fire damage while it's in my possession, or while it's in the holder's possession. It reduces fire damage while they're holding that. So it's attuned to a particular type of magic, so it's not like all magic. But yeah, absolutely a golden little gem. And Red Helm, being an absolute brilliant bloke that he is, gifted it to Zim. So Zim's got that just tucked away in the mage, like just slide it in the pocket.
Yeah, something helpful, and it also you can use it as an arcane focus as well.
Very helpful.
Very helpful. Yeah. I'd say there was probably an olive branch from Red Helm to Zim to
A very helpful olive branch. Very helpful olive branch.
These two characters have been a little bit at odds for the last game time, probably like 3 days, maybe.
Yeah.
It seems to be flying by. But yeah, so Red's like, okay, enough's enough, let's move on.
Well, Red Helm doesn't see the need to hold a grudge unless it's needed. Like, you know, with his dad, yeah, for sure. With Zim, you know, they are teammates and stuff. They are working towards the same ends. Like, I might bring up something about it if we get a chance in the next session. But I have a pretty fair understanding in my head, at least, how Red Helm's trying to process what happened in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think at the time it just shocked him what had happened, and yeah. But I think, you know, with old age, now that I'm old, you know, you learn with age comes wisdom.
Love it.
Yeah. But yeah, moving right along. Dreams. We all three of us got like little dreams this last session.
We did. Started with you with a cold hard thing in your hand, which set off Bear straight away.
I know, right? Red card. Yeah. Got a little present from my goddaddy. The Platinum Dragon in the form of a gold dragon, which is like the gold coin. Pretty much meaning, you know, on the right path. At least that's how I've interpreted it. I might be completely wrong. But yeah.
Was this gold coin in your dream? You had it in your hand, yeah?
Yeah, well, I was like praying to him, asking for a sign, and then it was in my hand.
In your dream.
Yep.
And then, just fast forwarding a little bit, we'll come back to the dreams in a second. The next day, you gave the messenger a gold coin. Mm-hmm. Was it the same coin? Was dream coin?
No.
Okay, right.
That is separated from the rest of my gold coin. That is a special one. That's like full-on touristy, like in the shoe gold coin.
So this is a real. So in the dream, thing became real for you.
That's the power of the gods.
The gods. But we don't know if this coin is anything magical apart from it's a gold coin.
I hadn't thought of that.
Better check out and see if it can be identified, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, let's do this.
And then the other person in the team, Ren, had another not pleasant night.
Yeah, Ren had another encounter with Zorgog in her
weird,
dreams.
sexy Zorgog dreams. Weird.
Yeah, he's looking pretty dark and mysterious, and you know she's kind of we'll go whatever comes in front of her, basically, within limits. But, he was saying from memory that he's going to rise up again. That he has full control over Ren. So it doesn't look good. Doesn't look good for Ren at this state. But she's keeping that to herself. I think she might have mentioned a little bit that she had a dream of Zorgog again, but it wasn't pursued any further just yet. Yeah, so we'll see how that pans out. I have a question about that later in the show too.
Because you know that essentially they are possessing you. Like their soul is intertwined with Ren's. Like, is he gonna? Are they gonna rise through you? Like, turn into the dark side essentially, and then take over your body?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether it's going to be a slow transition. I haven't heard anything, so we'll see how that pans out. Or it could be just possession, just done, finished. I imagine if Ren fails a wisdom save, that's it. Like that. We'll see. I don't want to give DM and Doom too many ideas. I'm sure he's got plenty of his own.
That's right. I don't think he's watching, so.
Yeah, so just I'm still, we'll come to this later, I guess, but I'm still a bit unsure as a player how to play this like dual soul scenario. Bit weird.
Yeah.
But we had a third dream take place. This one is, I guess, more creepy than the other two.
Well, I mean, you're only dealing with 2 souls, right? I've got a gem full of the bloody things embedded in my hand. So, you know, I don't want to say one dream was more creepy or less creepy, but if you've got an embedded gem full of souls in your hand, it might just be more soul-y, right? That's
more soul-y.
Soul-y. But yeah, so Zim had a little bit of a dream where he was kind of seeing the vision of what the souls trapped in the gem had previously seen. A little bit freaky. A little bit freaky deaky. That idea that he is now like, it's not just a thing, it's not like it's a gem or just happens to be in hand, but now it's like that's involved in him. It's influencing him, whether it's, you know, in his dream or going to play out in a bigger, more, you know, interesting way. I'm really hoping that this decision is not like a takes over and, you know, takes over my body and I'm no longer in control of the souls type thing. You know,
chop your hand off, man.
Yeah.
That thing is not good. Like what was it? You saw the memories of someone burning alive. Was one of them?
Yeah. Where do you think that came from, Zim?
Yeah, probably somebody exploding in, like, outside the Winchester Shield early on when we had an explosion of a fireball. It definitely wasn't a sexy thing, so it wasn't sexy. Let's be very clear.
Of course.
It wasn't sexy, so it wasn't Zim who killed them.
Right.
But yeah, like it threw me a little. It was you know, we've got the team of Dune who started introducing consequences for us for our actions. Zim's action of essentially accepting this gem has suddenly caused you know, a consequence that he maybe wasn't ready for. He didn't really know what it was. He was interested, and now he's got to deal with this idea that his soul has been, you know, infused, and is starting to have some description of, you know, embedding itself or taking over, or at least influencing. So I'm a little bit interested, but I'm also a little bit worried about where this is going, because the DM of Doom can be creative.
Well, do you think you, like, say, master of the arcane arts that you are, you could potentially, you know, meditate on it and actually contact the souls within it?
I mean, technically, maybe there could be some necromancy spells or something like that might help me achieve such a thing. Yeah, I've got to sit down and have a think about this. I mean, whether it becomes a power source, whether the wand is something that's critical and needed, you know, like it's a hangover, a bit like kryptonite for Superman. It had to be something from his home planet type thing to defeat him. Maybe it's something like that with Zorgog. So I'm wondering if it's, you know, if it's potentially a way to beat him, or if Zim's going to get caught up in it and end up being corrupted potentially. You know, is the entrapment that Ren's going through and Zim now getting caught up in this with the wand, is there some sort of melding issue going on there in future? You know, is us fulfilling that wand up with more souls going to cause more dramas if Zorgog pops it back out?
Let's just smash it.
I mean, it sounds logical.
We'll have a long rest. We'll have a long rest, get all our spell slots and stuff, get prepared, and then we just smash the crap out of the thing.
And that sounds very logical. Zim, however, you know, succumbing slowly to some sort of corruption may not be down with logical thinking.
Well, how would that play then? How would that play then with trying to help your brother?
As long as he doesn't die and end up in the gem. I mean, it could superpower my spells. Maybe casting a spell using a soul power doubles its damage or doubles its potency. In which case, there might be some spell to awaken that is, not worked previously and could now work. This is what the worry is for Zim if he goes down some sort of corruption mindset of more power, because he's never been a power hungry person, but he's also been very powerful, so it's never been really on his mind. Whereas if there's some sort of corruption issue or something around like being corrupted or being infused with these souls or some sort of necro, starting to play out, that could be a drama.
So like absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Something like that. Depends on how you see it, right? Like, is the person wielding it corrupt? In which case, it corrupts the wand. And if it's not a corrupt person wielding it, it no longer is a corrupted item. Or is it the wand part of the corruption? As in, the wand is what corrupts, or is the wand, just purely a tool? Is it just some sort of amplifier?
So many questions.
Oh,
so many questions.
Speaking of tools in hand, Beowulf. Well, actually no. Backtrack a little bit. We had another. We woke up the next day and we had another invite or another letter. Long.
Very popular suddenly. Very popular.
Yeah, right. Inviting us to celebrate at the Dragonhead's Tavern as the heroes of Waterdeep. And speaking of tools in hand, Bear was very happy.
He was all for it. He's like, yep, let's go. Everyone's there to sing my praises. Let's rock on.
Yeah, for sure. That kid's getting a lot of coin.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? We had to head off to this event in the evening, and then we had enough dressy things to get organised from the opera. I don't know if who had the fishnet shirt? Was that Clay or Bear?
That was Bear. No, wait, was it Clay? It might have been Clay. He missed out.
Yeah.
I can't recall if we ended up going. Did Bear come with us to the Castle Lantis? Was
He
there?
did, but he was told specifically to be very quiet
Yeah.
and not cause trouble.
Okay, so off we went to the Castle Lantis, right, and seeking this extra eye stone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then Zim, like, on the way there, Zim's like, so Red, you do the talking. And I was like, what? Like, shit, I'm not used to being the one who's like the face of the party.
I think Zim was concerned that Red Red would be more likely to get a verifiable or suitable piece of information out of somebody rather than bash their skull in straight away. I had this feeling, or Zim had this feeling, that Beowulf was getting a bit pent up, hadn't attacked anything in a while, might get a little bit upset by these parents. We knowing now that they had one of these stones and didn't tell us initially, and I was a little bit worried he might get taken away with his hammer or his sword. Yeah. So, I thought.
I found, like, in like previous group discussions and stuff, it's mostly Claymore and you, Zim. Like, you guys are like the faces of the party. You're having a chat. You got the smart one and the charismatic one. Rest of us interject every now and then, whilst Ren tries to steal shit.
Fails.
Yeah, that's why Ren was not us. That's why Ren was not asked to have the lead conversation.
Not too many words coming from Ren. I mean, I'm surprised Bear isn't trying to jump to the front of the queue and be the face of the party.
Crown Prince.
The Crown Prince. But luckily he was kept behind because we managed to acquire a stone from said Castle Lantis, yeah?
We certainly did.
Just laid out logically what should have friggin' happened to not fuck us around so much, where we had to go and then fight the Xanathar straight away. Like, hey, if you give us a fucking eye and then we go get the second one, hey, that's 2 in like a day we can have. You fucked us around. This is your fault. Like, yeah, pretty much. I don't trust them at all. But my insight, like me as a player, I don't trust them at all. As Red Helm, my insight checks haven't been very good. So,
I think Zim intimidated him at the end and got a little which is just hilarious, right? Like a 2 foot nothing gnome wizard intimidating a regular sized human. We conjure a little bit fireball right in front of their face or something, right? It'd be pretty intimidating. But they seem to be telling the truth. They just seem to be heartless bastards.
What do you think would have happened if we had approached them? Have they asked them if they had an extra stone or something way back when we first encountered them? Do you think we would have ended up with it in our possession or not?
I don't think we actually. But at that point, we didn't even have the Stone of Galore.
So we didn't know it was missing 3 extra pieces.
We didn't know any of that. But it was also not information that was offered to us.
Yeah, what Zim was mostly upset about is the fact that there was this, we're searching for the cache so we can give them money to save the kids. And they had one of the keys that we needed, and they didn't tell us about that and just put us in danger unnecessarily. And Zim was like, not having a bar of it,
Because Zim went and, like, roughed up the Mrs. Castle Lantern, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah. He was not excited.
Shit out of her.
I mean, he is, as much as the stuff's going on with Red and Zim. Like, Zim is fairly protective of the group and the idea that they're a team, and the fact that their lives are put in danger unnecessarily by withholding information while they're doing a favor for somebody and giving them a substantial amount of cash. He was not excited by that. He took it really personally.
But nevertheless, we did inquire an extra stone.
We did.
And we ended up. Was it you that? Was it Red that put the eye in the stone and nothing happened? Who did that?
No. So what happened is when we were leaving and stuff, I was trying to see if it would teleport us to the stone like the first one did.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
It did not, which kind of sucked. Like Ren's attempt to try and steal a statue.
Oh man, she needed to do it because they needed to be punished. Like Zim said, like they had holding out on us, and Ren needed to. I mean, she needs to steal stuff at the best of times, but also knowing that I think the whole party's a little light on coin. Needed to try and find a way to replace that. Or get the stores up again, but failed miserably. Busted by the butler.
No, I'm pretty sure we still have money in the party funds because, you guys wouldn't be so reckless as to not consult the rest of the party before spending most of it on something like an identify spell.
Where did we get this party fund? I can't remember.
We had the party fund from the beginning. We talked about it. Like this is like pre-stream stuff.
Who's managing that? Who's the?
I'm pretty sure Mark is. Pretty sure Claymore's the treasurer, which is why he keeps talking about how we've got 10,000 gold pieces. So did I say 10? I meant 25,000 gold pieces. My bad. Oh, I said 10. Yeah. So anyway, 40,000 gold pieces. In the party.
I'm excited about that. At 40,000 because
he could work for one of the big four with his creative accounting.
Ren's pockets are looking a little bit bare at the moment. She needs to fill it with something.
Yeah.
They're looking Crown Prince. What?
A little bit NT.
Considering that we've been, positioned as murder hobos at various stages of this campaign so far, you would think that at some point we would murder hobos something that would actually gain us some coin.
We didn't have a because I think when we killed the Xanathar, we weren't in his treasure hoard. We didn't go investigate his treasure to try and find any treasure. Like we investigated the body that was left behind. We got some tentacles and we got that red orb, but that was it. We didn't find anything else. We haven't had a chance yet to, go into the lair of a big bad guy and find the treasure hoard.
Yeah.
This is true. This is very true. I wonder, maybe this is a question for later in this show, but if the party fund is looking a little thin, do we need to find a way to get some more gold somehow? And have we got a need for it? Or are we just going to just hack and slash through?
We need to open our friggin' tavern.
Well, I mean, there's only 10% of the population at the moment.
Well, no, well, yeah, but also, like, the population's been decimated, and I'm sure we're probably, like, the only pub still standing. People are going to need a drink, like, hard times.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, let's get on it, guys. Let's serve up some carrot cocktails.
So we used the party fund to repair the roof that you fell through. And,
No, I repaired that roof.
with what? Blue tack and sticky tape?
Well, no, there's building materials and stuff, because we are essentially fixing it up through our own money. So we've been slowly fixing up the tavern and stuff. We just haven't got around to getting a liquor license, as it were, to run the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, none of us are politically driven enough to try and make that happen.
Jason.
Jason is.
Just
Jason.
on.
Oh,
Get on it, Jason.
I don't know. We could just send Mark down there, compel Jewel, the liquor license owner.
yeah,
No,
well, we
he's got that.
definitely know that we can't send Bear. Because
Mm.
his interaction with anyone
Oh wow.
ends in violence, but also hilarity. You just take.
Would you call it violence if he gets shanked and falls over and he gets ripped of all his stuff?
Oh, yeah, it's,
That was definitely hilarity.
yeah. Yeah, no, his negotiation skills are not very good with the shopkeeper of 1,000 accents.
Oh my god, this was the funniest sequence I have seen in a long time. It was so good. What was he? He was going into a poison shop.
Poison shop. Yeah,
Such a
yeah.
thing exists, and to restock his Vorpal sword. Vauxhall blade. What's a Vorpal sword? I don't know where that from.
Vorpal sword something different. I think someone's been reading the DMG.
That's possible. Behind
He's
over there.
doing his homework.
The Vauxhall blade. That's right. And well, I think he just needed to talk to this guy at the shop just a little bit more.
Yep.
Casually. It would have been fine. Just offer him some money for the goods he was going to get. But
Does the Crown Prince talk casually ever
No.
in 17 sessions?
No, even before he was the Crown Prince, he was very abrasive.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can understand why, the man of 1,000 accents got shitty with him.
and
100%.
that interaction, look, I can't even for the life of me remember the words that were said, but because I was just in stitches the whole time. And then the accents.
Still on the archive chat.
Yeah.
You fucking bastard! I can't do accents. That's why I'm not the DM.
But to no avail. All the arguments and stuff. Bear, the king, crown prince of Waterdeep, even couldn't even tap this guy on the cheek, trying to knock him out. Because he tried to knock him out, right? He tried to
he tried.
I'm having none of this.
He took a swing at him.
Air swing.
Yeah. And old mate just gave him a little the old stabby with the edge of the poison blade.
Just a poison blade. It wasn't like a syringe with an injection of some kind in there.
No, it's like one of the I'm imagining it's like one of those blades, like the Floxon blade, where you stab it and when it penetrates, it just injects the thing, kind of like a tranquilizer dart sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
That's the way I imagined it. Yeah.
Not reduced to 0 hit points, knocked out, right? He was just
knocked out. He was
stunned, out,
out for the count.
Yeah.
For 8 hours.
Broke up with
the worst part of Waterdeep.
Because then we got back. I mean, the rest of us got back from the Castle Lanterns. Well, I guess Bear was there too. He headed off to get his poison.
Yeah. And did we meet up with him again later on that night at the party?
We did.
We did,
'Cause we all
actually,
got organised to go, and we're like, "Oh, Bear's still not around. So he must be already there because he's the Prince of Waterdeep."
Yeah.
And off we trot without him.
Yeah, and that's when you guys friggin' master plan unfolded. Your behind the scenes thing that I was not expecting at all.
That's so good. It's so funny that, there's behind the scenes messages going, should we have a break now? It's time for a break. Need a pee break or whatever it was. And then the rest of it is like, yeah, we need to have one of those.
Yep.
DM of Doom is like, no, not yet. We're not there yet. Not there yet.
Loved it.
Stitched up.
It's a classic stitch up.
That was great. No, that was good. We arrived there at the tavern. We have our own table. Everything's paid for by Jason's father.
Yeah, happy days about that.
Yeah. Money, not affection. That's a great way to raise a child. And then out swaggers probably the hottest NPC that we've had in any session, both Deep and Ack Inc.
Yeah.
In any of the one shots.
Described well. I mean, Ren was aroused, that's for sure.
Ren was aroused. That's going on a t-shirt.
That's going on a t-shirt. Just a reminder, you can pick that up at the merch store. Ren was aroused.
Ren was aroused.
Well, yeah, she was all over Jason.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, she was. There was some monetary things involved, as in Jason's father had paid her to be, take care of the group, take care of everything they needed. She obviously was, reading into that what she will.
Yeah, what does Red think about all this?
Yeah, no, he was very much like didn't really care for it. He, as I said, he grew up with his dad. I said it on the stream, he grew up with his dad. He would put on a big to-do for his birthday and stuff, but he wasn't there because it's he was kind of just going through the motions without actually being there to celebrate with him, which would have meant a bit more. So, yeah, no, and he's not. Annabeth isn't really his type, so.
No? Wow. All right.
No.
Interesting.
There we go. You heard it here, Ren.
Yeah.
Free for a shot, mate.
Free for a shot. That's why he did not get in the way. He was like, yeah, cool, you guys go do your thing. I'm just going to try and escape.
Just remind me there, Ren, though. Did we leave Annabeth in a happy place? Excited by the group and coming along with us?
No, she's not coming along with us. She's definitely been tied to a chair and robbed.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that's. I'm not going to say it's going to work in your favour.
I didn't do it.
Wooing her. You didn't stop it. I didn't see you compel Jewel Bear for tying her up.
No, the big reason was that after after Ren decided to go to the ladies and try and steal some shit, but failed because she was followed by Annabeth in there, having a weird conversation in the
Very
loose.
weird.
Don't experience that very often. We then came to sit back down at the table with everybody else. She was all over, I think, Jason or Bear. I think Bear maybe. And so Ren was like, "Yeah, well, start
Crown
this."
Prince, so royalty.
Zim. She was all over everyone. She was over Zim. She was over Ren. When Bear eventually got there, over Bear. Tried to get over Jason. Yeah.
What did Zim think about this? Zim was like, "Oh yeah, we'll see how that goes," or could see through it.
Zim did a bit of a distraction. He was interested in the night, but he's pretty lightweight. So it's more interested in the mind. I think he might have talked to her a bit slowly on a few occasions.
Just a little bit, but I did notice Zim had trouble trying to stand up. He just didn't stand up the entire time we were there.
He was standing. He's just short. Wow, can't believe you'd say that on stream. Cannot believe you say that on stream. Jeremy with the longest paw ever.
It's from a water bottle, and it's just like dribble, dribble, dribble. If I do this, it sounds like I'm peeing. So.
Oh no. Yeah. We asked her to go send people to get Bear, and she did. And then
Super
Bear
helpful.
arrived.
Yeah, seemed happy about it
Super
all.
helpful, because I think without that we were never going to find Bear. That was going to be a whole nother session trying to find him.
For sure.
So yeah, lucky she
Since
brought Bear back.
anything.
What did Bear ask for? He asked for a couple of drinks and a piece of rope.
Yeah.
What was he going to do with that rope? Does anyone remember?
I think everyone was a bit worried what he was going to do with that rope. But we're also really curious. I don't think the curiosity got the best of us. Because, we sent her away to get some more drinks. And then Bear's like, trust me.
Yeah. I think
I wonder what he
he
knows.
wasn't originally planning to tie her to a chair. But,
No, I don't think he was.
that worked out well. And that was it, right? We
Well,
tied her to the
actually,
chair.
we technically had party funds now because we took the 500 gold pieces that each year had from your old bloke. So there we go, 500 gold pieces. That's enough for a liquor license, surely.
Bear, well, that's what I was just thinking. Like, Bear tricked her, got her to sit down, blindfolded her, tied her up. We bolted. I grabbed her coin purse, and we just bolted, and that's where we ended the session. Best birthday ever.
Best birthday ever. The boys got you a stripper, and you robbed her instead of the other way around.
Yeah. I didn't trust her. She kept trying to get us to go to Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
totally
So I
right.
mean, is that the red herring, right? Like this stuff from your dad pops up. We're trying to finish off something in Waterdeep, and suddenly there's all this Baldur's Gate. Leave the city. Baldur's Gate. Leave the city.
Yeah.
Let's leave. Why don't we leave? Let's go back to Baldur's Gate. Do the Baldur's Gate thing. It's like, is it a big red herring to try and take us down the wrong path, and then we end up in a weird place and not completing our mission?
Yeah, but that song, though. The song had the words gold, dragon, cache, everything.
Yeah.
But it's not a secret, is it?
It's not a secret, no. No,
But
amongst the
us
world
looking for it was a secret.
Yeah. Okay. So, do we think that he's actually got it? We're probably getting into the later sections, but do we think... what's his name? Mr. Todd? Mr. Todd?
Yeah.
It's your first name
Todd.
Sweeney.
No.
Do we really think Mr. Todd has been able
I
to
think
get up
actually
to...
sent Robin his name, so Robin might come up with something, or I'll just send him something when I think of it.
Sweet.
Do we really think that he's been able to get up to Waterdeep since the city turned to shit?
He doesn't need to get up there.
Oh, he's just got long fingers everywhere, right?
Exactly.
What a jerk.
He really is.
So my quick question though is, will the Eye of Galore show us to the location of the Dragon Cache's original storage spot, which we all know now, or will it take us to the Dragon Cache itself?
It never said that, though.
Don't know.
It said that the stone of Galore would take us to the Dragon Cache.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, which is why Zim's still keen to find and complete that process before going or leaving or anything.
Yeah.
But isn't the dragon case just a pile of gold?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Which makes it, which is...
But I mean, it could be stored in a box, right? Stored in a box. Maybe the stones are attuned to the box. The box got picked up from its previous location and moved, and the Eye of Galore can still locate that box. Like the cache itself could be a physical cache, right? Or it could just be a generic pile of gold.
We shall
Possibly.
maybe find out in our, 36 hours left before the kids die?
Yeah.
I know, right?
We'll come to that. Let's move on. Let's have a bit of a chat around dungeon mastering, shall we?
Sounds fun. I like talking dungeon mastering because I haven't dungeon mastered since Cretaceous Chaos.
Cretaceous Chaos. That was insane.
That was so much fun. I forgot how fun it was. But yeah, so, first off the bat, dreams. Jeremy touched on this a little bit, but, you guys are the PCs. What do you think? If you're in a dream sequence, would you, do you want it all to be in the DM's control, what happens or stuff, or do you want to be able to, affect the world of the dream? Like, do you want to have interactions as much as you can? Like, Ren did a little bit.
Yeah.
Zim just saw the images. Like, yeah.
Yeah, see, I was thinking about this after that dream sequence scene, you know, where Ren did speak back to Zorgog, and I thought about it like, the dream isn't in my control. I don't know if I can, as a player, do that. In hindsight, I think it almost makes sense that the DM controls that.
Yeah.
What do you think, Zim?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm kind of along the idea that the DM controls that dream sequence. They're minimal input from the player. You know, there's that idea that you can do some. I'm trying to think of the type of dreaming it is now.
I know what you mean. You
That.
can control your dream.
Yes, lucid dreaming.
Lucid dreaming, for sure.
I almost said tantric
I-
dreaming. Nope, different thing.
Tantric, yes. That's definitely Ren coming through right there. No, lucid dreaming, definitely lucid, not tantric. Lucid dreaming where you've got control, but I feel like that's a pretty small minority of people are able to do that. You know, in movies and things when it's kind of you're asleep, but the dream is not just purely a playing out of the mind, it's a vision or something. I think DM gets to control
Inception
that.
rules.
Yeah, Inception rules, right? Like I think the DM gets to control that, whether or not he asks a question, whether he just shows you something. I think that Zim just seeing some visions was a good way of creating a bit of mystery, right? What does it all mean? Doesn't give any answers, doesn't propose any questions, just put something in front of us. But I like the idea that like Dan's dream had a real world piece attached to it, right? And I like the idea that Ren got to, you know, be involved in it a bit. I think it was all very cool the way it was done. It wasn't railroaded into it. It was kind of suitable for each different character.
Because I've seen other streams, other games play out where, like, I think in a dream sequence, the player gets asked roll something, and depending on that result, the dream will take one or two paths, and that's more or less the player's input to that event. But there's no dialogue involved.
See,
What?
I leaving something like that up to chance though, I feel kind of detracts from the dream state.
Yeah.
Like having. So I've run dream sequences before, in games, and I like to have that player interaction between what is happening within the dream, especially if you've got something like, you know, your Zolgogs, your Ukatawas, your Strads, and things like that. Because you don't just want, you know, someone to pop up, there you go, that's what you see, and then on to the next morning. Like, being able to affect, because D&D, like, you are part of the world of D&D, your character is a part of that world, and in your dreams and stuff, you know, there is lucid dreaming and whatnot, and you can affect your dreams. So, personally, myself, if I'm having a scary dream, I need to wake myself up, which I do, and then I roll over and go back to sleep on the other side, and that cancels it out. Like, yeah, I think, yeah.
So a bit of everything, depending on the situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I had a question for you, Dave.
Hit me with it.
You're playing Zim the Wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Dan and I have talked about this in the past around how different classes learn different spells and things like this. How are you playing out that Zim has acquired this new identify spell and others?
Yeah, so I mean, this is one of the things about initially I set up that library. As soon as we got the Winchester, I set up that library and went about having a continuous investigation and study process going on, right? So picking up some spells like investigate or identify, were things where I, backstory wise, it was something that I learned during the study, right? So wizards, they study, sorcerers just know stuff. I've been lucky along the way that the DM has kind of gifted me a couple of spell books that we found on various mobs, and the group has picked up and kind of thrown over to me, which has been helpful. To the point now where my spell list is padded out pretty seriously. I mean, I'm only at level 6, and I've still got to make some serious choices around what to include and what not to include. And it's both helpful to have a range of spells, and also then becomes almost a little bit of a burden that there's so many things to choose from now.
Well, do you like wizards like other spellcasters? They're able to prepare stuff per long rest.
Mm-hmm.
So, how much chopping and changing do you do with your spells? Do you just like keep it?
No, not heaps. Yeah, I keep it pretty standard. I've got a pretty not set and forget, but I've got a fairly set of spells now. Something like Identify, and starting to open that up a little bit. Like I've got some more helpful cantrips, but most of my spells are damage spells at the moment. But it's going to start to sort of update a little bit as we go forward to pick up a few more utility spells, sort of things that are more helpful. I think for me, one of the big ones of those was grabbing Haste as a 3rd level spell. You know, I don't want to say the Crown Prince did it all. He definitely was the one swinging the axe, but the fact he got an extra attack, you know, that sort of stuff early on. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, I've definitely found that utility spells are much more fun. Like it's fun to deal like buttload of damage, but you know, helping the rest of the party to do that is like nice.
Yeah, that was the haste thing is just a mad spell. Just to boost anyone you want.
Yeah. So additional AC plus additional attacks, you know, and especially when we've got a couple of people in the group who are able to absolutely deal some sweet damage, super helpful.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Some of this has come up a little bit, and I think we're all getting better at it. You've had more experience at it than the rest of us. But playing your characters in alignment, how often do you keep that top of mind when playing out a scene, or just get it wrong?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty good. Like majority, what is? I have to open up Roll20 to have a look at my character sheet, to double check what my alignment is. But like, majority of people go chaotic neutral. And
really,
yeah, like because it's the easiest to play because it is pretty much just, you know, you have your own set of morals and beliefs and stuff, and you're not constrained to others, which makes a lot of sense because that's like most people. Most people have their particular set of, you know, morals and beliefs and stuff, and a lot of the time they might not go out of their way to, like, you know, play or change that for other people.
Right.
So, it'd be very different, like, considering like going from like chaotic neutral to say lawful good, because your lawful good is so Red Helm's chaotic good, so it's a little bit different. You know, I'm more nice than most other people, but at the same time, I'm not going to be constrained by what society might think at the time is right.
Yep.
So I'm thinking that, and I try to, like, not as much as like someone who's true neutral, but I do try to see, like, my character tries to see both sides of any situation, unless he's shocked by a sudden, you know, fireball killing an entire family.
See, I would have picked Red as lawful good.
Ren is not lawful. Ren is stealing people's shit.
No, Red. I would have picked Red as being lawful good.
Oh, yeah, no, he's not. No, he's not. But he's...
Oh, what is he?
He's chaotic good.
Oh, chaotic good. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, like, you know, he likes his adventure and stuff, but he's going to, like, try and shore up and make sure that everyone's being, you know, not shitheads.
I think that's interesting because Zim being lawful neutral is kind of like it'll play out whatever a little bit of the time. You know, we're not actively killing people, which I think is the difference. Like Red seemed more like, don't be a dickhead, you've killed someone, whereas Zim was like, it happened. You know, didn't do it on purpose, so it's not really a drama.
How's that lawful though?
That is not lawful. That does not sound lawful at all. That is like neutral evil. Like shit happens. Get over it. Or like neutral.
It was neutral, not lawful neutral, not neutral neutral, but lawful neutral. He didn't actively kill someone.
Yeah,
But at the same time, the lawfulness of the people putting us in danger by going out of their way not to give us information was the thing that upset him.
I think
what would you say?
One of the theories on that.
Do you ever feel like you get it wrong? You play your lawful neutral wrong?
Yeah, well, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, step one, I'm an absolute noob at this, in how to make sure that I'm sticking to character alignment. But,
yeah.
I mean, I could just do zero roleplay and I'd never get it wrong type thing, right? And at the same time, that'd be boring as. I'd much rather let the DM know exactly what I'm up to, let him know what my, alignment is, and then let him decide, am I sticking to my alignment or not, right? And either reward or punish me as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you say Ren's alignment is?
Klepto?
Chaotic neutral for sure.
Chaotic good also. Same as Red.
Really?
Mm.
She steals a lot more. I'm guessing her flaw might be something to do along the lines of, I like shiny things, give me them all.
Yeah, I can't remember. Maybe. Probably was at the start with, but it probably is now. Yeah, people change. Maybe she should be chaotic neutral.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing. Like, we haven't discussed too much with Robin, but characters their alignments can shift over a campaign. Like, you don't always have to say, like, just like during life, you start off as like chaotic evil as like children, and then you slowly gain conscience. That's psychology.
Yeah, sometimes they stay chaotic evil too long.
No, they don't, thankfully. As soon as they realise that, my actions have effects on others, I think Zim's still struggling a bit to get there with killing that family, but...
Didn't kill any families,
Yeah. No, it doesn't count if you bring 2/3 of them back.
No,
That's
it's
true.
fine.
That's fine. Speaking of pivoting and people changing things... I'm not too across the wizard class. I'm just want to dig into your thing again, Dave.
Yeah.
Does Zim have a particular school of magic? That's a thing, right?
Yeah, it is a thing. So I've hinted a few times about not being necro or not understanding necro school of magic. So Zim is an evocation wizard, which means he can do some funky things about protecting people when he casts a fireball, for instance, if he knows they exist because he's lawful neutral and wants to not kill people on purpose. That old chestnut. So yeah, I can do a little thing called spell sculpting, which means that I can, cast a dirty fireball that's going to land on a bunch of people that I don't want to kill and just protect them, and they automatically pass any DC that they need to pass, which is very, very helpful. But yeah, evocation is the spell school that Zim has, but there's a few out there.
So let's just play out the scenario that Zim has a necro magic in his hand and a necro wand. Does he then... Is it possible for him, it's more a question I guess for you, Dan, to pivot his primary school, main school of magic to be necro, or both? Can you magic?
Yeah, so it's not a one only, but I don't get the benefit. So Zim, if he was to use necro magic, he wouldn't be punished for it, but he wouldn't gain the benefits that he would be able to get from the evocation. So the ability to change spells much quicker, the ability to sculpt out that little spot that doesn't hurt people. Necro has its own benefits, and even if I use necro spells, I would just never get to access those benefits.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different. You're not punished, but you just don't access the perks of that particular tree.
Okay.
Yeah. So your abjuration, evocation. So yeah. So your spells, doing your spells and stuff, takes half the time and half the gold, pretty much.
For evo spells.
Yeah, for Evo spells. Yeah. Although, and it'd be very hard to like run a necromancer in a campaign, I reckon, because it is like it literally says in the player's handbook that necromancy is evil.
Definitely going to be a lawful neutral necro.
Yeah.
Which is where the confliction comes in, right? Of lawful neutral and Evo wizard now has access potentially to some necro spells. So,
Well, let's talk about that. Let's see what could come up, just briefly, in the next session or so. Where to from here? We've just bolted out the gate of the dragon's head. 500 gold coins in a pouch. Tied up.
We're going to Baldur's Gate, baby.
We're going to Baldur's
Road
Gate.
trip.
Red's keen.
No, we are not going to Baldur's Gate. No. I think that was very much agreed upon. No, we need to go shopping to get Bear his weapons because he has no weapons currently, and then I reckon straight on to see the Harpers and Lord Warris.
Yeah.
Do we have time? We've got like 36 hours.
I think we're going on a rampage. We are going on a 36-hour like.
Let's do it.
Split the party.
Yeah. Or
I
just think we rock up, put a fireball under their nose, and give them one opportunity to answer, and then we move on to the next place.
Murder hobos or us.
I think that there is murder hobos or us when you got a 36-hour time frame.
I think Lord Warris might not appreciate that.
You can make a spell save. That's fine.
He's the only one who's like actively tried to help us.
Well, apart from him, he doesn't get this. He doesn't get the fireball then.
No, but everyone else. We
Everyone else.
Go find a hideout for Bregendarf because we know they have the other stone.
We do?
I don't think they.
Oh yeah, of course we do. Yeah. I'm getting too many of these groups mixed
I don't think they have like sailed away with the stone and cash.
Mm-hmm.
Cash. I think we need to find that. I think they're still in the city. Because where would you look if you think that the cache is gone? You wouldn't look in the city, would you?
No, you'd look outside the city. You'd go to somewhere like Baldur's Gate, right?
Yeah, exactly. And we're not stupid. We're SMRT.
SMRT.
Hey, the DM's doing a good job of opening up so many new story threads right now. All the backstories are coming out.
Yeah.
We have to, I think, be careful of sticking to doing something, resolving. I think these kids first, and then potentially uncover everything else.
Yeah,
I'm just going to throw it out there that killing your DM's like soul and having broken his heart, he's now like just going full scale off the reservation.
We left the book.
We left the Waterdeep campaign a long time ago. And I think part of that is punishment, but also the fact that like he's just absolutely killing it in terms of bringing all the character stories to life and opening up so many different avenues it could go down.
Yeah, for sure. He's doing it so well.
Crushing it.
And like speaking of one of the threads that just has been like pestering my brain, given that both Ren and Zim are connected via Zorgold, how long until he's going to return?
It's a very good question.
Very good question.
I reckon 36 hours.
Reckon 36 hours?
35 hours, I reckon.
Well, no, because we know that he doesn't have the children's souls. We know that Asmodeus, the Lord of the Nine Hells, has the children's souls. That's why when Robin said that, I was like...
No? Okay. Alright. That was where my head was going.
No. He said that it was Asmodeus. Well, we asked the Castellanters, and they said Asmodeus. And then Red Helm knows of the Nine Hells. He knows demons. He knows, like, Asmodeus is a name that, rings as the Lord of the Nine Hells. And someone we probably don't want to fight.
Ever.
If we can help it, yeah.
What if Zorgog is being like doing Asmodeus' bidding right now? Mercenary, yeah. Running around capturing his souls on his behalf.
Or impersonating.
Oh, impersonating.
That could be interesting. A little impersonation action. I mean,
And
he
then
did
Zor-
do some funky things. Had a whole massive,
Yep. Big
Mega
Shadow.
Dragosaurus Lord fighting Shadow Lord.
And then Zorgolg also stole Claymore's sister, but lost her, and she was raised in the wilderness to become a ranger, and is Ren!
I'm saying, man, you got to stop giving the DM these crazy plots.
Oh, these
That's,
crazy.
and nothing's impossible.
This does not happen. I will be very upset. As a
DM's
fan,
at home right now. He's got all these written down. He's like got the red pen out while they said that one on the stream, so it's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon the kids are in the stone.
Interesting.
Well, speaking of Zolgolg, does the crystal sucking up those souls feed Zolgolg? Because he seemed very chatty after the stone had a couple of souls.
Yeah, but he had the gem embedded in his hand at the time.
Well, no, you had the soul, the crystal embedded in your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're saying he was chatty in my dream in Ren's
Oh,
yeah, so
gotcha,
he
gotcha,
was
gotcha.
like, then after you sucked up those souls, he actually appeared in Ren's dream. So
I still reckon that the worry here is that Zim powers up the stone. If Zolgol returns and just rips it out of my hand or something, and then he's got a fully charged stone waiting to go. That's, I reckon, my concern.
well, we should just smash it then.
Back to that corruption versus good.
I'll just wait till
picture-
you're asleep, and then I'll just get your hand very softly, gently, put it out, and then I'll just be like, Claymore, you ready? Oh, boom!
Doesn't that just surely the image from the Lord of the Rings comes to your mind when you're doing that? Put the stone out. No, you can't do that. Sorry,
No, I can't do
can't be undone by
Good
stuff.
one,
One
Gimli.
way to test it.
Good way, Gimli.
All right, much to come on Thursday night, tomorrow night.
Gonna be good times.
Gonna be good.
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fantastic. Hey, thank you all for watching. Thank you even to the bot that spammed us. Hey, that's cool. Thank you.
We'll forgive you just this once.
Happy bot days.
Happy bot days. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow night from 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time with some session 18? 18 now?
Session
18.
18.
Session 18 of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Be sure to check that out. I'm very excited because D&D is life. And soon there'll be Christmas and obligations, so won't be able to stream.
Just to stream on your cheeks.
Just the stream,
Of tears.
on my cheeks. But yeah, until tomorrow night, guys, please don't forget to be excellent to one another. We love you very much, and we'll see you guys next time.
Ciao.
See you, team.